Las Vegas, Pete, the Quiet Underboss. A Pizzaverse historical documentary. Written by Bambi Palermo. The Gentleman and the Game. Kansas City, heart of the Midwest, home of barbecue, jazz, and one of the toughest, smartest crime families in America. While New York had its 5 families, KC had its Civellas, and under him a quiet cat named Peter Simone. They called him Las Vegas Pete, and let me tell you something. He ran the books like a priest running confessions, private, precise, and nobody walked away clean. He wasn't the guy breaking legs. Nah, Pete was the guy whispering to the ones who did. The made man without a loud mouth. Born 1946, Kansas City, Italian-American family, South Side. He started small. Numbers, bookmaking, the kind of action that kept blue-collar neighborhoods humming. By his 30s, he was trusted by Nick Civella himself, the boss who turned Kansas City from cowtown to cash machine. Pete had a knack for organization. He ain't flashy. He didn't need fur coats or pinky rings the size of meatballs. His luxury was power, and he earned it one bet at a time. The Civellas needed a man who could move money without making noise. Pete became that guy. They called him Las Vegas Pete because he coordinated junkets, little gambling trips funneling Kansas City money straight into the casinos. And back then, the mob didn't just visit Vegas, they owned it. The Vegas Connection. Pete's operation was simple but genius. Midwestern gamblers flew to Vegas, stayed at friendly casinos. The house skimmed off a little, unrecorded, right into Civella pockets. Pete handled logistics, planes, rooms, payouts, cover stories. He was like a travel agent for sin. You wanted fun. Pete got you there. You lost too much. He made sure you still came home smiling, 'cause that's how you kept the pipeline flowing. The Kansas City mob controlled more of Vegas than most folks realize. Partial ownership of casinos, influence with pit bosses, dealers, and security. Pete made sure the operation never hiccuped. The feds knew something was off, but they couldn't pin it. The skim. The skim was the backbone. The FBI would later call it one of the most sophisticated money drains in American history. Cash left the casino floor in hidden briefcases, flown back to Missouri under business expenses. Pete's name popped up in wiretaps, not loud but consistent. When the bosses in Chicago or Vegas wanted reassurance, they called Pete. When the books didn't balance, Pete fixed them. He was the guy who made the racket run like a Swiss watch. Only difference is, his ticking was made of quarters. He operated under 2 rules. 1. Never touch the product. Money stays clean. 2. Never touch the gun. Leave that to soldiers. That's how he survived while others caught bullets or indictments. The Strada job, 1990. Larry Strada, low-level associate. He starts flapping his gums to the feds about a drug ring. Days later, he's found dead, double-tapped, point-blank, left in his car like yesterday's newspaper. Feds die into the case, and guess whose name shows up on the edge of the file? Peter Simone. Unindicted co-conspirator, no charges ever stuck. That's how you know he was old school. He didn't need his name on paper. If Pete wanted something done, he made a call, went to dinner, and the problem disappeared faster than cannoli at a Sunday lunch. The heat. By the early 90s, the FBI was done playing nice. RICO was the law of the land. They swept up half the Civella family. Pete got pinched on gambling and money laundering charges. He pled guilty, did his time like a man. But the life? It don't let go. He got out, tried laying low, but old habits die harder than a rat in the trunk. 1999, Parole violation. What did he do? Met up with old pals in a strip joint in casino. Boom, back to prison. That's the problem with being loyal. Sometimes loyalty's the very chain that drags you back under. The old world ends. When Pete came out again, the streets were quiet. Nick Civella was long gone. Tuffy DeLuna, too. The new generation didn't respect the code. Too many cell phones, too many leaks, too many wannabes. Pete faded into retirement. Lung cancer caught up to him in June 2025. No headlines, no police chases, just a quiet death for a quiet underboss. The legacy. Historians call him one of the last gentleman gangsters. He never bragged, never sold stories, never snitched. He was the kind of guy who'd kill you at noon, pay respects at 3, and send a mass card to your mother at 5. That's what made him dangerous, not the gun, the balance. He was proof that organized crime wasn't just bullets and blood. It was structure, loyalty, business. And like all businesses, it lived, grew, and eventually died. The code. Pete's gone now. But you look at the world today, loudmouths on YouTube calling themselves mobsters, selling shirts, talking tough. Pete would have laughed his ass off, 'cause real men like him didn't need validation. Their reputation was their resume. Las Vegas Pete wasn't famous, he was effective. And in that world, that's the same thing as being immortal. Word to the wise. The old world's gone, but the lessons stay. Don't mistake silence for weakness. Don't mistake loyalty for stupidity. And never forget, the real ones never had to tell you they were real. You just knew. That's the tale of Las Vegas Pete Simone, the quiet underboss. A man who played the long game, kept his mouth shut, and went out the same way he lived old school. A man who played the long game, kept his mouth shut, and went out the same way he lived old school. He didn't chase fame, he didn't rat, and he damn sure didn't beg for likes. Today, every half-baked jabroni with a ring light wants to be a wise guy. But Pete was the kind they wrote codes about. So next time you hear some clown online calling himself a made man, remember this. The real ones don't talk, they move. If you like stories that tell the truth, not the tall tales, you're in the right family. Hit that subscribe button, light up the comments, and join the movement. This ain't fiction, this is the Pizzaverse. We tell the stories the fakes can't handle, the legends, the ghosts, the codes that built America's underworld. So stick around, 'cause we ain't done. This was a Pizzaverse historical documentary. Las Vegas Pete. The Quiet Underboss. The last of the real ones. And don't forget, here in the Pizzaverse, we don't miss.